Once a time, not upon a time, because then it would sound like a fairy tale, and it's not. There were 2 Jellybeans named Little Lamaberry Bean, lemon plus strawberry, and Chunky Chocoberry Bean, chocolate plus blueberry. They were beefs, best friends forever. Little Lamaberry Bean is as small as a mouse and Chunky Chocoberry Bean is as tall as a giraffe. Little Lamaberry Bean and Chunky Chocoberry Bean live in Candyland. The city they live in is called Sugarside Valley. They live next door to each other, and they go to school together. They were always happy in Sugarside Valley except for one day. On that day, July 24, 2008, they went for a walk through Chocolate Crumble Forest. Little Lamaberry Bean brought a book to record all the different types of birds they saw and what types of trees they saw. As soon as they walked in, they had a feeling that something evil was going to happen. They stopped by a humongous tree to take a break. "That looks as tall as a skyscraper," exclaimed Little Lamaberry Bean. "It's even taller than I am, and I'm as tall as a giraffe," said Chunky Chocoberry Bean. After they rested and took a drink of water, they started to walk again for about an hour. They saw lots of fallen over trees and even a chocolate wolf. But then it started to get dark, so they should start to walk back to the city. As they were walking, Little Lamaberry Bean realized something. "We don't know how to get back," said Little Lamaberry Bean. So Little Lamaberry Bean and Chunky Chocoberry Bean decided to just stay there for the night and walk back tomorrow morning. The next day they woke to a bright yellow sun. They made a fire and cooked breakfast. Little Lamaberry Bean and Chunky Chocoberry Bean cooked gummy eggs and bacon mints, which they had in their pockets in case they got hungry. "I thought the eggs were the best," said Little Lamaberry Bean. "I thought the bacon was the best," said Chunky Chocoberry Bean. They got into a fight about which was better. Finally, Little Lamaberry Bean said they were both the best. That ended their fight. Once they were done, they tried to find how to get back to the city, but they just kept walking in circles. They eventually walked through the forest to the city beside them called Smartyville. They thought it was the strangest place ever because all the people were Smarties and all the people in their city were Jellybeans. The people there just stared at them, wondering why they weren't Smarties. One of the Smarties asked them where they were from, and they said Sugarside Valley. Then that Smarty realized why they weren't Smarties. "Do you know how to get back to Sugarside Valley?" asked Chunky Chocoberry Bean. "No, I do not know how to get back to Sugarside Valley," said the Smarty. So Little Lamaberry Bean and Chunky Chocoberry Bean sadly walked back to the forest. Once they got back into the forest, the evil chocolate wolf came, and it looked hungrier than ever. They wrestled with the wolf, and Little Lamaberry Bean's tongue got bitten off. The wolf left. "I wish we brought a map, medical supplies, and a compass so we would know how to get back to the city and I could fix my tongue," said Chunky Chocoberry. "Me too, but at least I brought my watch," said Little Lamaberry Bean. Little Lamaberry Bean looked at her watch and said that it was lunch. So they built another fire and ate the leftovers. Once they were done, they walked for an hour. Then they stopped to take a break. All of a sudden they were flying in mid, then they started to yell, "I can fly." They flew above the trees of Chocolate Crumble Forest, and when they landed they were back in the city at their homes. They thought everyone would be wondering how they could be flying, but no one was outside. It was all quiet, but from a far distance they could hear someone yell, "I win." But they knew they would not forget their experience.